The Amazing Spider-Man 1 was the first ever Spider-Man I saw in the cinema. Being the fact that I was 1 when Spider-Man 3 came out, now fast forward 20 years later and I'm a 20-year-old nearly with back problems. Oh, my back! I've always had a soft spot for the Spider-Man suit. The orange eyes has always been one of my favourite things about this suit as a whole. And it was different. It was different. Every other Spider-Man I saw was kind of, you know, red, blue, white eyes and stuff. This one was different because I had like a bit of a darker tone. I kind of liked it. The suit fit the tone of the movie as well. It was going for. It was like it was going for the Dark Knight Batman kind of vibe. That's what I kind of got from it. I just wish they continued it like the first one, because like the second one is absolute doo-doo arse, like. And as you know, this suit never really gets releases in figure form, really. So it's quite hard to get a hold of a figure with this suit. This CT Toys Spider-Man is a bootleg. It's a bootleg. You can get this figure on AliExpress if you want, or if you want to try and find the original one, that's the official one, yeah, good luck buying that one, mate. For even like just a cheaper price, it's literally probably what, 25 to 30 quid? That's pretty good. Holding the figure for the first time, and I was generally terrified to actually move the joints, as the last CT Toys figure I got didn't go well. Yeah, bro's leg just decided it was his time after like probably even a fucking week. But moving the joints carefully, I got up the hang of it pretty quickly, and genuinely all the joints are pretty solid. Again, you just have to be really patient with the joints as well, because if you do it too far or if you do it too fast, you know, it could break. It's a bootleg. The detail on this figure is also great for a bootleg. At this point, these shouldn't even really be called bootlegs anymore, because some of them genuinely look better than the official releases sometimes. Again, the orange eyes I really love on this Spider-Man suit. Moving on to the accessories, and they're quite good as well. You get a bunch of optional hands to choose from. You get 3 different web choices, and you get a figure flight stand as well, which is pretty cool. Getting to the articulation now, and it's sadly a bit dated articulation, as it is a bootleg remake of the first Mafex that now also has dated articulation as well. But honestly, it isn't that bad. The figure is still very much posable, and you can get him in some decent poses if you try hard enough. But now for the size comparisons, I'm just going to grab 3 figures to compare with this bootleg Spider-Man. Here he is next to the previous review, the Marvel Legends Abomination. That is a nice figure, it's just a bit... Here he is next to the Marvel Legends Amazing Spider-Man 2 single card release. And yeah, these kind of look good together. Maybe the Amazing Spider-Man 2 one could be a bit brighter. I know there's another release, but like I'm not buying another one. And finally, here he is next to the Marvel Legends Lizard. Again, that looks peak. I really like that one. This is probably where I'm going to put him in the display next to the Lizard. Now we finally get to the game out of 10. Which figure will climb towards the top? For TASM 1 CT Toys Spider-Man. Honestly, he's pretty good. He's pretty cheap as well. A figure of this design is pretty hard to find nowadays in the scale, and this is probably the best figure of this suit that you can get right now. It's nicely detailed, around 25 to 30 quid, and it's probably worth it, I can't lie. I say probably because yes, it is a bootleg figure. You could end up getting a bad copy. You could get a good one. You just don't know until you actually get the figure. The articulation is dated, but it's not a major issue for me, since you can still pose them really decently. There is a mark on mine's face as well that I actually didn't point out earlier, but it's not really too much. So with the positives and negatives out of the way, I'm going to give CT Toys the Amazing Spider-Man 1 Spider-Man figure a 7 out of 10. I gave it a 7 because being a bootleg, you're risking the chance of you getting a defected one. Not all of them will be perfectly fine, but if you get a good one with no problems like I did, really, it is generally worth having, because this suit is very hard to get, and like there is a good few people that actually like this suit. I know there's a lot of people that don't like it, but the accessories are good enough to have various different poses. The stand included is also nice as well, and overall it's a nice looking figure. It's just the risk of possibly getting a bad figure. That is why my rating has kind of stopped at 7. If you made it this far, thanks for watching as well. I've got multiple more reviews lined up. Oh, maybe that's the next one. Maybe it isn't. Maybe there's one in between. I don't know. But now just comment, like, subscribe for more videos from me. And yeah, I'm going to go put them in the case now. Bye.